This week, the internet has lost their minds after the world got the first American Pope in history. We got by far the best look at GTA 6 and oh my god, it looks good. NASA has just confirmed that China is literally slowing Earth's rotation. Antarctica has gained ice for the first time in decades. We may have witnessed the beginning of the first new war of 2025, and the effect that OZEMPIC is having on America right now is wild. All of that and so much more. Subscribe to the channel or Alex will message you and say that you are a bastard. But as always, let's stop the yapping and let's get cracking! Okay, we gotta kick today off with the biggest news of the week. Oh, say can you see by the dawn of light and the home of the brave. USA! 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 America! All of that to say, the Pope is American. Oh man, honestly, and what's so crazy about like when he stepped out on the balcony, I don't think that anyone initially knew who he was. Because I think the general population, at least the internet, mostly knew who the popes were from how far ahead they were with gamblers. Because look, this was the latest betting odds for the papal conclave, and Pope Leo wasn't anywhere on this thing. The two frontrunners that pretty much everyone thought, oh, they'd probably get it is Parolin and Taglil. But when they said that he is the first American Pope in history, people lost their minds. I'm pretty sure I heard the USA chant in St. Paul's Cathedral Square. I mean, some people hated it because they wanted any other country apart from America, but others loved it because America. Either way, you lost your mind. Bro, I was on the BBC's live stream and they were genuinely flabbergasted. They had to say multiple times in the live stream that like, they had to stress like, even though yes, he is American, he has lived in Peru for a very long time, many, many years. Almost to like take his American-ness away a little bit. And you could also tell that he wasn't really on their top people that they expected to get chosen, because on the live stream she had to be told like facts about who he was and like things about his background in real time in her ear. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, personally I love the fact that he's an American because the internet's reaction has been so golden. And let's be honest, could there even be a crazier time, I guess a more crazier and also more controversial time to have an American Pope? But before we get into that side of things, a little bit about our new Pope. He was born in Chicago, O Block, in, I'm joking, I don't think it was in O Block, in 1955, meaning he's 69 years old, just another internet golden thing to pick up on. And actually, 69 years old for a Pope, he's kind of young. He holds dual US and Peruvian citizenship, and he also has a Vatican passport as well, so he's a pretty global guy. He spent most of his time in America, then Peru, and then elsewhere, all around the world, which I guess is why he is fluent in English, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and proficient in Latin and German. How do you fit that many languages in a brain? Now, of course, because he is American, it got tied up with American politics real quick. What do you expect? So quickly, people are trying to find out, you know, whether he was Republican or Democrat, and I just hope that they never do find out. That would just complicate things. But what they did find was a few tweets when he went against both Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. And I guess Pope Francis did as well, go against J.D. Vance. So, and on that note, sorry, we're getting into it a bit early, but they were like, J.D. Vance's visit now makes a lot of sense. Either way, he is considered to be a moderate and a centrist, which is pretty important because not only does the Pope become a hugely influential voice as the head of the Catholic Church, which remember has 1.9 billion followers, but also the Pope automatically becomes a hugely influential voice on the world stage, along with the presidents, the prime ministers, and the kings and queens. And maybe that is partly a factor of why they chose a Pope pretty quickly. I mean, it was on the first day after they did one other vote, because I guess the geopolitical state right right now has to be a little bit of a factor of who they choose. I mean, you need to be able to choose a pope, specifically right now, that is going to be able to get onto the world stage and be able to handle the heat right now. And also the ability to bring it down to a bit of a human, compassionate level. So maybe Pope Leo, I mean, we don't know much about him, but maybe he has that ability. I mean, he's already completed step 1, which is reaching the youth. Because every meme online right now is about him and him being American. So I guess in honor of the Pope, let us rapid fire America this. Popeyes tweeted, Pope, yes. Let that sink in. America! Someone said, the Vatican City after electing an we got Buc-ee's, Costco's, a Waffle House. Buc-ee's is truly amazing. I went to my first one recently, so I don't disagree with that. America! Oh, this video. This is my favorite video out of everything, so I really, really hope and pray it doesn't get copyrighted, but... America! Fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America! Yeah. America! It said, America now has both the Pope and the Antichrist. Sheesh. America!
Today it wasn't just white smoke coming out of the Vatican, it was red, white, and blue smoke, motherfuckers. American Pope, the first American Pope. Huge for American culture that now we have a Pope who's probably had a Big Mac. Now we got a Pope who might have a concealed carry license. We definitely have a Pope that has student loan debt. This is huge for all of us. And I gotta be honest with you.
America! I told you, ridiculous. America!
Oh my God, that's an American Pope!
America! Yeah!
What? We have an American Pope. Wait, what name?
Holy what? Holy what? Were you about to blaspheme? America! The Empire State Building, I'm pretty sure, they lit it up with white and gold to honor the first American Pope. He's now the cover of Times Magazine with simply, couple words, an American Pope. And we've got images of the first ever new Pope-mobile. Imagine if they just lent into it. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, if you think about it, America, whether you like it or not, is just like on the world stage right now. They're hosting the biggest tournament in the world, the most watched event in history, the World Cup next year. Then they've got the Olympics in 2028. They've got their 250th birthday next year as well. They're scheduled to put humans back on the moon in 2027. California just became the 4th largest economy in the world, overtaking Japan. And now the Pope is American as well. So yeah, I mean, if you're from America, it's pretty crazy. Crazy time to be an American. So, what do you guys think about the new Pope? Do you wish that he was from a different country, a different type of Pope, or the American one? Let me know, but moving on. Moving on! Okay, guys, we've got to talk about what's going on in Antarctica right now. Because yes, this news is massive. A new study shows that Antarctica, you know, the giant frozen continent that's been melting for years, has just seen record-breaking ice growth for the first time in decades. According to a brand new study out of China's leading climate research university, from 2021 to 2023, the Antarctic ice sheet experienced a record-breaking increase in overall mass. And look, if you don't trust China, then look at this. Data from NASA that they published in March confirms the same finding. And that is significant because, as you can see here, it has been losing approximately 150 gigatons of ice per year for decades. And the crazy news doesn't stop there, because additionally, according to data from the National Snow and Ice Data Center, yes, that's a thing, the NSIDC, from the dates of March 2024 to February 2025, so even more recent from the Chinese study and the NASA data, the surface mass balance of the Antarctic ice sheet was actually nearly 200 billion tons above the average from 1981 to 2010. However, before you start going saying climate change is a lie, they lied to us all, caveat to all of this good news. Climate change scientists, at least as of right now, they do not believe that this is a long-term reversal trend. They believe that this is a short-term anomaly. And they point to the fact that West Antarctica is continuing to experience significant loss, and rising sea levels. But I'll put the question back to you guys. What do you think? Are we hopeful for a full trend reversal, or is it just gonna go whoop, whoop? Moving on. The coincidences of this, but staying within the realms of both China and NASA confirmed that China's Three Gorges Dam is so massive that it is slowing Earth's rotation. That doesn't even sound real. Located in, I think it's like the Hubei province. I can't remember. Anyway, it is the world's largest hydroelectric power station, and it holds a staggering 40 billion cubic meters of water. That's about 10 trillion gallons. And now, according to NASA scientists, it has redistributed Earth's mass enough to the point where it has slowed down Earth's rotation by 0.0 microseconds per day. Woo! So China can slow down Earth's rotation, yet we have to drink with
corn casserole
and paper straws. God damn it. The best way to think about it is like, you know when you have one of them spinning chairs. If you're spinning on your chair and you put your legs out, you slow down, right? Because it's now shifted the mass away from your center. You put it back in, you start spinning fast again. That is what China's Three Gorges Dam is doing to the Earth. It's moved the center of mass just enough away from the center to be, you get it. And while 0.06 might not be noticeable in your daily life, experts say that that small change could be significant to those things that require precision. We're talking atomic clocks might be disturbed, satellite operations, GPSs. But also the dam is so damn big that the damn thing was... Sorry, man, I'm just trying to get through this. It's so big that it's led to habitat alterations, and also it's increased seismic activity in the area. So, I mean, the question is, what the flip is the tariff that we're gonna charge him for slowing Earth's rotation? Moving on! Okay, also this week, we may have witnessed the beginning of the first new war of 2025, and both countries have nukes. The early hours of Wednesday morning, India bombed 9 different locations in Pakistan, which they say was terrorist infrastructure, and they say it was in retaliation for that terrorist attack last month in Kashmir. In these strikes, at least 31 civilians, including a 3-year-old girl, have died, and at least 57 others have been injured. Pakistan's military spokesperson told CNN that the Indian attack is a blatant act of war, and in retaliation to their attack, Pakistan claims to have now shot down 5 Indian jets and a drone, and also claimed to have killed 25 Indian soldiers. And since this kicked off midweek, the situation has only been escalating. Artillery exchanges have continued at the border, airspaces and airports have shut down, and Pakistan's army have confirmed that air and ground operations are now underway, with their defense minister warning of a clear and present threat of nuclear war if hostilities persist. Over in India, several cities are now also carrying out mock security drills, like responses to air raids, evacuations, blackouts, and even medical procedures. International leaders are urging restraint, with Trump calling the situation a shame and saying, if you want me to mediate, I can. And the United Nations Secretary General said that the world cannot afford a military confrontation between these two nuclear-armed nations. Man, I mean, I think I said it last week and it turned out to be the exact opposite of what we hoped for. But hopefully again, next week when we give an update, let's hope it de-escalates. That's all we can hope for. Moving on. I feel like a bit of a headmaster, but with this stick, that is, not personality-wise. God, I hated my headmasters. But this next story is gonna make you hate your school. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe hate mine. Because turns out there is a school in Texas, specifically where I'm going to be moving. That's for the OGs that know about my secret channel. Anyway, this school has only 2 hours of class per day. The students are taught by AI, and the school has 0 teachers. And you might be thinking, well, that's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? Well, the results of this, kind of scary. And scary because it's like, what were we doing in school the entire time? Because from just 2 hours of class per day, they are testing in the top 1 to 2% nationally. In fact, this method from their first couple of schools has been so effective that they're now expanding nationwide across America. So these students learn academics through AI tutors, which give them a like one-on-one personalized tutor and curriculum. The idea is that in a standard classroom, a lot of time is wasted. You're wasting a lot of time on logistics, waiting for other students to catch up, or going through material that some students already know. However, with this AI model, which is kind of similar to what we spoke about with the digital textbooks from South Korea, but they say that it eliminates teammates waste time by giving each student exactly what they need. And that it's mastery-based, which means that a student doesn't move forward until they actually know the material. And also, after these 2 short hours of their academic block, the rest of the day is spent learning real-life skills. How much have we heard about this, like that we need it? Things like public speaking, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. Imagine they actually teach you how to file your taxes. That would be good. One of the students is spending her day creating an AI dating coach, and it's actually been successful because it was recently featured in the Wall Street Journal. And she said, how many other 16-year-olds have the time to do that? They also built a campus in Brownsville, which is actually one of the poorest school districts in the country. And students there demonstrated 2.1 times faster learning compared to national norms, which they say debunks biases around socioeconomic learning disparities. So, I mean, the question is this proof that the current school system is being broken for a while? Or is this something that could just never work in large public schools? Let me know what you think. Moving on. You know what those kids could actually do with all of this spare time that they're not just stuck in school? Playing GTA 6. I mean, it might not be appropriate, but I don't even care at this point. Because after what we saw this week, I'm convinced it probably should be mandatory playing. This might be the greatest game of our generation. I'm gonna say it. So yes, Rockstar did break our hearts this week when they announced that it's gonna be another long, hard year waiting for GTA 6. But then, they kind of made up for it because they followed it up with a second trailer. But this time, we got a real good look. And after seeing all of these clips that they posted on their website and stuff, the first thing that everyone wanted to know was, is this actually gameplay? Is this real, or have they just done what a lot of these games do, which is just refine it and make it some beautiful version, and then when you actually play the game, it's like some Clash of Clans type beat. But then, to our amazement, Rockstar confirmed that everything we saw was captured entirely in-game on a PS5. Shut up. They said that half of what we saw was cut from actual gameplay and the other half was from cutscenes. And you know what? No wonder this game is being delayed and delayed and delayed because, look, they're freaking putting bubbles in beer at this point. And they're even spending time on tiny little details like how the liquid moves in the bottles when you're walking with them. Gosh, I don't even want to know how much time they spent on making the strip club. And oh no, this game. GTA 6 has already become the most expensive game in history, with reports now suggesting that it cost more than it was to build the Burj Khalifa. And there are also rumors that the map could be twice the size of GTA 5 and take up around 200 gig of storage. 2026. It's gonna be our year, boys, I promise. Moving on. But before we do, actually, it's time to sacrifice our lambs because they are just pouring in at the minute. Oh my gosh, people are actually begging to suffer so that all of the rest of you can gain knowledge and therefore wisdom. Come on, nowhere in the world has a more harmonious population than the NEWSDADDY Empire. What do we say, guys? Subscribe to the channel! Okay, I think it's time for Alex, make me the Pope. Rapid fire news, my disciples. Rapid fire news! Okay, the effect that OZEMPIC is having on America right now is wild. Weight Watchers, the brand that has been around for over 60 years, has just filed for bankruptcy. Just think about that for a second. That means they have survived 5 wars, 6 financial crises, a global pandemic, for God's sake. But they couldn't survive Ozempic. Wow. In fact, Ozempic and medications like it are believed to be part of the reason that America recently saw its first decline in obesity in decades. It's like Antarctica is now gaining ice for the first time in decades, and America is now losing weight. I think it's from similar years as well. Approximately 20 million people, or 6% of the entire US population, is currently on these weight loss drugs. Next, Israel has just called up tens of thousands of reservists after the IDF approved a plan to intensify ground invasions into Gaza and seize control of all new territory, potentially up to the entire of Gaza. Now, I have tried to post a full video of talking about all of this with more details. It got taken down on TikTok. So, to save this video, Next. Also this week, for the first time in history, a United States president has proposed 100% tariffs on foreign-made movies. Trump declared that films made outside of the US are a national security threat and that international studios are killing American filmmaking by luring productions overseas. Trump said, and I quote, "Hollywood is dying a very fast death," which... it's very true. It is. Come on, we all know. The sequels, the remakes, come on, we know it. Next, the world's military spending is now at its highest rate in nearly 4 decades. Yeah. I feel like that just confirms everything we're feeling right now. In 2024, global military spending has surged to $2.7 trillion, which is actually its largest annual increase since the Cold War. And that's not even accounting for 2025. Catch up same time next year? Let's see. Next! Oh, yes. And then I've got to round up this week's rapid fire news with this video because it's got to be the funniest video of the week. So, for context, people get pulled over. Hey!
What? Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my god.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
Well, that's why I'm gonna do it.
Ah! God damn it! My garage doesn't have enough internet for the rest. It was about to get good.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on orange. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
What is a raccoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's
There's so many questions about this. Okay, my internet's gone again.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
I love how...
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right.
There's no way. All right.
I love how he's the police officer, supposed to be super serious, laughing about this, and then the other two, which I don't even know, are the owners of this car with, like, what even are those windows on the other side, by the way? Oh, there's so many things. Raccoon smoking a... Point is, what the flip? Oh, and this is being recorded on Motorola. What a wild video. I do love it, though. News roundups. Always got a bit of anarchy in there. Got some big stuff to announce, but I'll announce them in maybe next week's video. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.